Says Read, and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to redo a booktube tag. That's right, we've already done this one here before, but I'm redoing it. There's a method to the madness. Stick with me, I'll explain. First of all, this is the I Am a Reader tag, and this was originated by Penguin Random House a few years ago, like many years back. But recently, a couple of booktubers have been doing this tag, and Joe Linsdell tagged me on this just this past week. Just this past week from when I'm filming, okay? I will try to get this uploaded in a timely fashion. Now, I did do this tag, and I uploaded it on March 2nd, 2024. I did it in conjunction with a Read Across America, a Read Across America discussion that I was doing for you guys here on the channel. I will put a link to that in the drop-down box below. Maybe at the end of this video, if I remember it, I'll link that. Okay, so I wrapped those two things together, but I do have a little bit of updating to the way I would respond to a couple of these prompts. Not all of them. We will run through the prompts quickly. I won't do a complete tag here. I'm not going to waste your time, basically is what I'm saying, because I'm going to link this to the other video and you can go watch that if you wish. Before we begin, let's do a little bit of housekeeping, because I am a reader. And if you're here, you're probably a reader too. And if you are a reader, you should proclaim that. You should proclaim your reading comprehension skills. And you can do that if you go to the Sandy Says Read merch shop. That's right. I have a merch shop where you can get fun, fabulous Sandy Says Read merchandise, like these stickers that say Sandy Says Read, and they have our motto, which is, you can always find something good in a book. Now, the stickers are obviously the least expensive thing on the site. You guys, the spread shop is not exactly inexpensive, but you know, I tried to do some things that are not pricey, like stickers, hats, mugs, that kind of thing. There are also t-shirts with these phrases. I also have, don't clean your personal library too deeply, for the tracks in the bookshelves dust are a testament to your love of your favorite books. There's a quote from your favorite author, Sandy Lender. Huh, right? Okay, then the most recent one that I've got in there is, I like my fairy tales fractured. And this design is on t-shirts, stickers, obviously. And I think I also put it on a mug, I think. You can go look at the merch shop, which I will link in the drop-down box below. There's also stuff with the Some Days You Just Want the Dragon to Win motto that I've had forever, the Hold Please motto that we use here on the channel, the Practice Kindness design that I put together, all that good stuff is there. Is that enough talking about the merch shop? Have I beat that to death? Okay, that's enough of that. Let us dive into the tag. The tag starts with, let's go over to, I've got notes here, but the actual tag, the actual prompts are on the screen. So let's go over to the screen. And you guys, I could have brought this up so I was organized. Okay, the prompts are here on the screen now. Prompt number 1, choose one word that describes being a reader. And I'm sticking with the same word I used before, which is escapism. For me, you guys, it is escapism. Being a reader means escaping into another world, another realm, another person's point of view, something else, something that's not where we're sitting right now. Prompt number 2, what's the very first book you fell in love with? Now, this is where I'm going to go ahead and change my answer. Yes, the first books I fell in love with are still the books I talked about in that video back in 2024, the 101 Animal Stories, Miss Jaster's Garden, The Mouse and the Motorcycle. These books are the books of my childhood, the books when I was very, very young, just getting into reading and loving stories. And mostly those are stories with little animals in them, right? That's what I was into when I was a little kid. I still like stories with animals in them. But as I got a little bit older and into like upper grade school, like 5th grade, 6th grade, one of my teachers read to us Where the Red Fern Grows in class. Like after lunch recess, we would come in and the teacher would read a chapter out of this book to us. each day. And I fell in love with this story. Of course, every one of us in class was crying toward the end of the book. I fell in love with the emotional response of the story. So where the red fern grows, I'm going to say is the answer to what's the very first book you fell in love with? I think I fell in love with this one. I also want to say I fell in love with the Little House on the Prairie stories, all of the books in that series. I fell in love with the Prairie story and Laura Ingalls and everything about that. I loved those books too. But let's move on to prompt number 3, hardcovers or paperbacks. The answer is the same. It depends. It totally depends. If it's a hardcover that I'm going to put on the shelf after I read it, or if it's a hardcover that I'm collecting because it's some fancy dancy edition, I want that hardcover. That's my fave. But if it's a book that I know I'm not like collecting and keeping, if it's not a Jane Eyre kind of book, then a paperback is an easier thing to like flip through and not worry about, okay, I'm going to dog ear a page, right? It's easier to take on the plane when I'm traveling. Prompt number 4, has reading shaped your identity? Now, this, I'm not sure that reading has shaped my identity. Now, I am going to say that reading has influenced my identity. Reading has influenced the fact that I've got a BookTube channel. Okay, I've brought reading to a different level in my life at this point. So that's how I'm going to answer that one this time. Prompt number 5, what book do you read when you need to be comforted? Same answer, Jane Eyre. You guys, Jane Eyre all day long. And my own Choices Meant for Gods. Both of those books, they bring comfort because I know the characters so well. I love the characters so much. I know the scenes and the settings, and returning to Thornfield Hall in Jane Eyre, returning to Pleo Arcana in Choices Meant for Gods is a comforting thing to me. It's good to just sit down and revisit those characters. And I don't have to reread the entire Jane Eyre. I don't have to reread the entire Choices Meant for Gods. I can just dive into a scene, a chapter, a setting for just a little while and feel that comfort and just feel like I'm visiting the characters for a few minutes, and it feels nice. Yes. Okay. Prompt number 6, who taught you to be a reader, or did you do it all on your own? Now, I answered this one before, explaining that my family taught me to read. My grandfather, my Aunt Bee, my mom, they were the ones teaching me how to read when I was a little girl, like pre-kindergarten, right? They were teaching me how to read. But then when I was older, I think that my great-grandmother, I think she taught me to be a reader. But then so did my Aunt Bee. I mean, they taught me to be a reader and how to be a reader because they were always reading. I mean, my great-grandmother had stacks, literally stacks of books all around her apartment. She had stacks of books next to her favorite chair in her apartment. So when she wasn't crocheting or knitting or making something, she was reading a book, and she could just grab a book off of a stack and be reading. And I think that I picked up on that at an early age. Then prompt number 7, describe your dream reading lounge. I think this has not changed much. I do like for a reading lounge to be comfortable, obviously. Okay, I think I would like to have a really comfy chair for my dream reading lounge. I like to, these days, sit on my bed to read. It's just quieter in the bedroom than it is out where the parrots hang out, my birds. They're quiet right now because I have placated them with treats. They're listening to Fleetwood Mac's Rumors CD this afternoon, and they're quiet right now. They've got all the treats they need. They've got all their toys, and they're quiet. But as we get toward the evenings, they get a little more rambunctious. That's the cycle of a parrot, okay? Toward the evenings, they get more rambunctious, and usually it's the evenings when I have time to sit down and read. So it's not as quiet in the area where I've got their jungle gyms all set up, right? So if I can sit down in a quiet place to read, that is good. So I think my ideal reading lounge would be a quiet place with a really comfy chair, like a big comfy chair, so that as you change position while you're reading, it's still comfy. Yeah, that's my dream reading lounge. Oh, and the lighting. There needs to be like easy to move and manipulate dim, not dim lighting, but soft lighting, like not that direct bright light, like this light over here that's like shining on the books behind me. These books. You know what I'm saying? That thing is bright. That would not be good for my dream reading lounge. Okay. Prompt number 8. What book changed the way you act or see the world? Same answer as last time. There's a book by Andrew Groves called Only the Paranoid Survive. You guys, after I read that one, I just saw things out there in the world differently. Now, it's a business book. Andrew was talking about business concepts and how to adapt and change in the business world. But I kind of apply that to a lot of things in life. Yeah, only the paranoid survive. I think that's it. Okay, so that is the kind. I'll get it. I'll spit it out here, you guys. That is kind of my redo of I Am a Reader tag. If you are a reader and you have a BookTube channel, I want to invite you to do this tag, and also reach out to me for a book box. You guys, I have put together a few book boxes. They are totally safe to open on your channel. Inside of this book box, you will find all kinds of good things and the first book from my Choices series, Choices Meant for Gods. It's in here. You can unbox this on your channel for fabulous good content. And then, if you are so inclined, you can read the book and review it on your channel if you like. I think that's it. I'm going to put the link for the first time I did this tag in the drop-down box below. I'll put a link to how to contact me for the box in the drop-down box below. And I welcome you guys to do this tag on your channels too. That's all. Thumbs up for being a reader and the joy that it brings us. Thank you so much for tuning in.